It's not maybe impossible for her to because of the amount of pressure, and they have never at least respected the her request, which is to have her lawyers present or to be a part or to be able to speak with her own lawyers. A statement stating that she no longer wishes to proceed with the matter is not a recantation of her statement. Therefore, the Director of Public Prosecutions cannot act on that request because she has not gone through the process of identifying that the allegations made against the minister were in fact not true. Right? Because if she does that, then the police have to charge her for making a false report. And to the best of my knowledge, she never did recant those statements. Therefore, the Director of Public Prosecution must go through a different process in relation to dealing with the matter. No child at 16 years old should be under the pressure that she has been under. Be able to say, I don't want to proceed any further with the matter. And the Director of Public Prosecutions proceeds with that and acts on that without a proper psychological interview being done and report being submitted as to her state of mind. So that there would, to me, it's very premature of the crime chief to put that statement in the public's domain, because that is not the protocol that the Director of Public Prosecution must follow. If Director of Public Prosecution cannot use such a statement to form the basis to say, well, okay, I don't wish to proceed. Okay, not to institute charges. If she does that, she opens the office to some very, very, very serious allegations being leveled at her foot. And the thing about it is that after the girl is out, what stops the girl from withdrawing that statement dated the 30th of June? Which was a statement to not proceed with the matter. She can then give a statement to resurrect the matter. What happens then? When she has now become, she's now had the correct counseling, the correct, she now feel comfort. It's clear that the girl is not comfortable under the circumstances in which they have been having her. Having her on these long interviews, locking her away. That she's tired of it. I mean, it's not surprising that that's the step she's saying. Okay, if this is what y'all want, for me to withdraw the statement, for me to say I don't want no action, this is it. I don't want no action because I just want to go home. She just wants to go on her comfort. It's an issue of her state of mind. And so the Director of Public Prosecution should be cautious not to act on that. She has to institute the charges. And if the girl is of the opinion that she maintains not proceeding, let her go to the court of law and say that in a different environment. When she has received her counseling and her support system. Strangely, Blossom had interviews with her this morning and she never withdrew the statement. Actually, what she was telling Blossom is that I'm refusing to answer any more questions on the same issue. I am saying the same thing all over again. I'm not having the same thing. What the police did was to take her to ChildLink, a totally different group. ChildLink was not involved up to I think this afternoon. All right, and at this point in time, that's the boiling point for her. She's saying, "As to me, I'm not going any further with this." She's tired of it. She's tired of it. So what has happened is that this girl has been treated as the accused, and the accused has been treated as the victim. This is a total reverse of how this thing operates for any right-thinking person. Because the type of pressure that this girl has come under, the type of interrogation, the type of treatment by the state, I mean, no wonder the girl breaks. But but this does open this. I mean, if I were the accused, I would have been more worried that the girl has withdrawn no further action to the statements. Wants no further. I would have been more worried because now you have an unresolved issue that has not been determined by a court of law. And so forever you have to be stained with the reputation that you as a sitting minister allowed so much pressure to come on the girl because of your position until such point as time that she said, listen to me, I win, I wouldn't go against the man. He's too powerful. I mean, that doesn't give you a very good reputation internationally. That definitely doesn't give you a good reputation locally. So I believe it was very premature for the crime chief to put such a statement out there. And I want to say that it's clearly outside of the protocols because the file was already with the Director of Public Prosecution and it was engaging her attention. They should not have, if she said that there needs to be further investigation in a file, then it has to go back, have that further investigation, and then take it back to her. You can't, in the middle of that process, put out a statement. You can't. This here is totally unacceptable now at the level of the crime chief to make such a statement. Even if that is what happened in the process of this re-interviewing this girl, you can't say that. You have to let the file go and let the Director of Public Prosecutions now give her statement, her recommendation. When the recommendation comes back, then if you want to base your comment on what the recommendation is, then you do so. But your crime chief can't, in the middle of a file being work being done on a file that was sent by the Director of Public Prosecutions, now put out his statement. Because what he does now is tie the hands of the Director of Public Prosecutions. When it left the Director of Public Prosecutions, that was not the statement. So she cannot accept that. She has to have a full psychological report from some psychologist who has given her good advice that this girl is of the mindset to make such a decision. And clearly, this girl is under severe, tremendous pressure, you know.
And you're saying against her that you were never allowed to meet with her, to interview her, to be there when she was facing these questions?
No, not at all. All attempts were failed. I know that the state received an order taking possession of the girl into protective care. And the state was supposed to facilitate to the Solicitor General. They were to facilitate access to the victim. And all attempts fail. No calls were going through. Calls were refused. No calls at all were being accepted. You know, and I called, the amount of times I called the Solicitor General's office today to be given to follow up on the arrangements that he promised that will be put in place so that we can speak with the girl. All right, he did say that he's going to speak with her, but she keeps saying the same thing. I want to speak with the attorneys, my attorneys that I feel comfortable with, and they decide. So the pressure is too much for a 16-year-old girl. You're one girl coming against the power of all the players of the state. I mean, with you not feeling that anybody is on your side or in your corner, I mean, this was bound to happen. This was bound to happen, but this creates a worse situation than where it started, because now internationally you cannot have a good reputation for how you handle a rape investigation. Internationally, I mean, come on, this country has now embarrassed itself to a very, very high degree. That you lock a victim up block her from seeing any attorney that she has requested to see, which will form part of her support system. You have her do forensic interviews for hours upon hours, and then in the process, in one day, you change the interviewer, the interviewers. You change from one organization, you move from Blossom, and you move straight to ChildLink. What is it that ChildLink now she is faced with new people asking her the same questions, telling her, well, I'm not from Blossom. I'm from a new organization, and I'm walking you through. So they, at the point in which they were asking the girl to start this statement from the beginning, it is as though what Blossom did in terms of the interview were not accepted by the Director of Public Prosecution. That is what we have to believe. That is what we have to assume. Because now they've moved to a different organization. And this organization is starting the interview all over again. So you are actually putting this girl, after all these days, after all those statements, after a whole file went through, you're going back to ask the girl and put her through another forensic interview. Come on, this is unacceptable, totally unacceptable. No rape victim has ever gone through, and Guyana is now sending a very bad message in relation to its protocol dealing with rape victims. It has made their system a mockery, complete system a mockery, because you don't treat a victim like the way they have treated this girl. I mean, yes, we know who are the people who are involved, but I mean, this doesn't shed a good light on our system at all.